Imperial can do now moving forward here. That they've at least made it to the best of 3 style. You know, best of 1s that they could be a little iffy sometimes, but now surely the better team will win here.
Yeah, or just Imperial, of course.
Oh, jeez. All right, you're just not afraid here. You're just going right into it.
No, I'm not gonna pack it in.
Merrick, let's start going over the draft here. We got some picks coming out. We got Ogre Magi Drow for Imperial. We got OD and Slardar for Sanguine Sharks.
Yeah, so actually, obviously Sniper was banned out. So what Imperial like to do against the OD is they like to pick Sniper, just because you have the range, so you can't get Astral. Because the way you build OD now is you just max your imprisonment, and then you just use it on the hero so they can't blast it. But with Sniper, you have such a big range. And you also have your shrapnel, so he maxes the shrapnel. Then they walk into the shrapnel if they want to do it, so they end up taking more damage, basically. We saw a game the other day, and sorry, just saw something in the chat. So we saw a game where he played against OD, and I think OD, I think that was like a game that ended in 20 minutes or something. They got completely crushed, so that's why they're banning the hero. And then Hester Joe's favorite hero, Hester Joe's the offlaner for Imperial. Is Bad Rider. We haven't actually seen him play it, but he's crazy good on that hero, so they've banned that out. And then Ace is also known for his Centaur, his safe lane Centaur. He was the one who made it a thing, and then Ice Rock had to nerf it, so they also banned that, I guess.
Seems like Ace kind of plays some fun heroes. You saw Broodmother earlier today. We saw Legion Commander the previous game.
Yeah, he played Legion Commander, which him and Hester Joe can play. He plays the offlane, like when they pick Broodmother offlane, he goes, not Hester Joe. And then they don't really have like a farming core. They just have 3 heroes that can just run down the enemy, like we saw in the last game.
Yeah.
Or 2 games ago, I guess. Now he's very comfortable on the Drown the Luna. So they pick up the Warlock, and this is actually, so you think this is a support, but it's very likely that that's a core lock, a mid Warlock. And I'm not sure.
I like it.
Yeah, Warlock. You can deal a lot of damage with the Shadow Word. It deals 45 damage at level 4. It deals 45 damage every second for 12 seconds. So that's over 500 magical damage, and it has effective cooldown of 4 seconds. So it's very strong in the lane. Also, you can just go on.
I think that, well, I think the idea with the Warlock too, you know, playing in more of that core role is that you get level 6 sooner, unless you get the golem faster, and then, you know, ideally a little bit more farm that you can utilize on the hero. So, yeah, I'm gonna like that, seeing this in a core, if that's what it is here.
It's most likely. I don't think I've ever. So Noya always plays the ogre, and it's not a hero you would see on Rise. I don't think so. He would probably. I don't think they banned the Rubik. He's very comfortable on the Rubik. I guess they also played on Dying, but then that was Noya who played that as well. So they're gonna go for some like Venge or something. Obviously not too good against the Kunkka. Can work against the OD, I guess. So it just depends what they want to go for. Can also go for the Oracle that we saw last game. I guess it depends what they really feel like. They could also just go for Hester Joe's hero right now, but I don't think that's the smartest thing to do. But I mean, Hester Joe, there's no Legion ban, so they like picking that. I think we saw Puck off lane as well. But obviously Kunkka works good against that. And, I mean, if they really want to try and change it up, this would be very, very crazy. But they could put Baby Nat on Drow. This is, no, okay, they go for the Wind Ranger, but Ace plays an insane Timbersaw safe lane as well. He completely crushed them in every single game I've seen him play. It's just been crazy. But they go for the Wind Ranger, so that's an offlane Windrunner as well.
Wind Ranger.
Sorry, copyright issues.
Seriously, don't want to get sued here.
I mean, her spell is Windrun, right?
I know, it's silly.
Windrun,
it's silly. So you think that's going to be an offlane, possibly?
Yeah. It's not going to be a support. I've never seen them play it like that. It's just going to be offlane, which, I mean, Kunkka does have X-Mark, but yeah, she can still farm. And they're going to put, so what they do is, unless they're up against a really hard offlane, they actually put, like sometimes they'll start with a Trident, but other times they'll just send the Ogre straight mid or straight bot. And last time they played Wind Ranger offlane, they put the Ogre bot, and they were against a Trident consisting of, I think, Shadow. No, it was Kunkka and Morphling and one other hero, and they completely crushed that lane. And in the top lane, the enemy, I think it was actually also Slaughter in that game. He didn't get any farm just from Ace basically,
remaining.
Ace and Rise. So they just want to gain control of the lanes. That's what they do.
Remaining.
And sometimes, you know, the enemy offlaner will get a bit of farm, but then the enemy mid laner, for example, will not get shit.
Reserve
Like
time.
we've seen so many games where Noya goes mid with his ogre and he just completely crushes the lane.
Yeah.
Now, depending what carry they go, I mean, I guess there's a lot they could go for. I think Sharks think it's a support warlock. I mean, it could be. I've never seen them play it. I've seen them play Warlock a lot of times though. So, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna pick, to be honest, but because they're just. It's not like they're gonna pick anything in the meta. So they go for the Sansa. So that's core. So that's a support warlock, it turns out, and that actually works great against the Slaughter as well. So I've spammed Sansa ever since I became the graphic designer, because I had to watch all these games to make the graphics and stuff. And so basically he maxes. Kind of most people, they end up maxing the the Arcane Curse and just spam it in the lane. But he goes for that classic build where you max the glaives, and if you just have a high ground ward, you can deal a shit ton of damage against the enemy, and they can't really trade. Especially because Odie, his right clicks don't really deal anything, and he doesn't want to get the orb early because he doesn't have the mana to sustain it. So he's probably gonna go for he's definitely gonna go for the Astral build. That's what you'll always see. So I mean, I've seen him play Sansa against that mid hero, in mid a lot of times, and he always wins it. Your glaives deal a shit ton of damage just at level 1, so I mean, they have 3 ranged cores with a Drow Ranger, so they're gonna deal a crazy amount of damage, and especially because Ace does not get caught off in the same way. What he goes for is you'll see both Babynut and Ace go for this. They're gonna go for a Dragon Lance, and then they're gonna go. Sometimes if they're far ahead, they're gonna go for the bots, or else they're just gonna go for. Ace likes to go for a Shadow Blade, and you don't see that on like many people actually. But he likes to go for the Shadow Blade right after the Dragon Lance, just to get that kind of factor where they don't know where you are, and they have to stay even more defensive in the game. So
yeah. Fun Luna pick to finish it off for Sharks, so they get their carrier choice.
I think there's a lot more connection between Imperials though. Like the draft just fits together. I mean, sure,
I like the minus armor of that Sharks is bringing over here. You got Dazzle as well as Slaughter, of course, and some good synergy with gank presence and some nice couple of cores. Tri-core setup, essentially. I like Sharks lineup, honestly. I think that's that bias kind of kicking in for you a little bit.
I mean, if you've seen them play, Noya is like, if they're on the most comfortable heroes, there's no way they actually, like, the only way they lose this is if Shark go super aggressive and just kind of kill them all the time. Hesiod doesn't get anything in the lane. But it's very unlikely that's going to happen. But I mean, that's the only way they can really do it. They got to go around, get those kills with the heroes, and Odie also needs a lot of levels before he can really do anything. Because you're usually maxing the Astra and the Essence Aura, just to be able to spam it in lane and get the farm. And then only at level 9 you start getting your Arcane Orb. And even at that point, I mean, he's not going to be able to kill the Sansa because that's an int hero, so he has to hit him a shit ton of times. To get the difference. And the same with the Windrunner as well. So.
Yeah, the laning phase could
be a hard game.
The laning phase could definitely be a little bit of a hinder for Sharks. It feels like that's going to be where it's going to be difficult. You could argue. And I will say this: if Imperial plays like they played last game against Friends, and they kind of got a similar idea of a lineup that's potentially going to be pretty aggro earlier on and aggressive, then they have their work cut out for them. I mean, Imperial looked really good last game. I haven't watched a whole lot of them compared to you, especially. I got to say they looked really good. So. It was fun to watch.
I mean, they just make sure to win the lanes. Like, And you'll see this Noya, he always spices smoke and TV spot or to the offlane and just gets a ward.
Oh.
Now, the Kronka actually realizes this and spots him out, but he still gets the ward down, so they can see if any rotation comes. And Slard on the top lane, he has a sentry and he has a ward, so might try and place it here. Yeah, so he does place it there, but I think Ace scouts it out. Yeah, he pings the ward, so they know that. And on bot lane, Kronka didn't see the ward being placed down, so that's a bit of an early advantage. He obviously still has that observer ward, so.
Yeah. I mean, didn't see a place down, but man, I mean, they saw Ogre down here in the area, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they scout it out eventually. Dazzle does have that sentry on him here.
Yeah, they
30 seconds.
probably, I don't know. I mean, usually they, I'm not sure if this is going to ping to you or the entire game. Can you see this? The drawing?
I do not see any drawing, no.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, no, I do, yeah, I do see it.
Okay. So, usually they place the ward here,
Okay.
or they place it here. So they, just because he was caught off there, he actually had to place it here.
Okay.
So if they read the game, like seen all of their games, they're gonna think that it's here. So it's kind of how they read the situation, I guess. I'm sorry about my voice, but
that's fine. Slaughter, he tries. Oh, he cannot get it actually. Now Slaughter's in a little bit of trouble right here. He's gonna be blocked by Baby Knight. There's a crush coming out.
Baby Knight skills the last word, and he doesn't get it off.
No.
I think Baby Knight should have skilled the last word earlier because it does have a. I'm pretty sure it has a slow, right? I guess it doesn't. I actually thought it had a slow.
What the? Oh, the Shadow Word?
No, that's actually the Arcane Curse. Okay. But
speaking of that, you see that right off the bat, or that's his E, the last word coming out right there. Onto OD. So let the harassment begin here in the middle lane.
Yeah, so he's gonna get. Sometimes it gets. Usually gets Arcane Curse first, then last word, and then Glaives. Depends on the lane. Here he'll probably get Glaives next. But I mean, I don't know how he's gonna play it, to be honest. But the Glaives, like in this situation where he's trying to deal damage to him, I mean, with the Glaives you're gonna deal double the damage. I think you have like 30 or 40. You have 35%, and 35%. That's okay. It's 12 damage, but it's still a lot when you think about it. And you see how you can just take over the lane like that.
Yeah, Ogre is kind of playing at the bottom lane now instead of maybe say that middle lane to help there. But is that surprising to you? Does this make sense actually?
So he depends on the lane. If they're against a really, really hard offlaner, and they want to make sure that Ace always gets a good time because they do this. If they're against a hard offlaner, they get the tri-lane first and then they rotate.
Yeah.
But
I steal.
oh, sorry, I just keep getting these red things in the chat. Sorry, pops on my head. So obviously in this game it's a very easy offlane, so they just go with Noya instantly on the bot lane. It's only if, for example, say Baby Knight's up against a Viper or like a Quap or someone where the lane will be even or advantage for the enemy, that Noya's gonna go in. But at this point, I mean, Baby Knight, he can control this lane very well.
Yeah.
Especially with just a few more levels. Kunkka does pick up DD, but he's not gonna be able to do anything with it. If he goes in for a right click, Ogre deals so much damage compared to him because he has a shield, a star shield, and 8 armor. His base armor is crazy.
Yeah, they might go for the win rate. No, they're going to go for Ogre Magi, actually. Poison's put
I'm
up,
not going to be able to kill him at all. He might end up dying.
Oh my god, Kunkka's, yeah, he's the one running. That's, as you mentioned, he is so tanky. They underestimated that big time.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of pressure. Well, he'll walk it off, and they'll be fine. But it is something seeing a 2 versus 3 lane here at the bottom, yet the 2-man lane is arguably winning in a lot of ways because how it's playing out now. Actually, Wind Ranger may got a little too comfortable. They're going to chase her down. But she's fine.
So. I mean, they pick Ogre for pretty much every single game, but it's not, they are going to end up getting this kill, I think.
First blood?
Don't think he can run away. No. Actually, he ends up dying, so that's Joe making a fatal mistake there.
And now Noya could be in a little bit of trouble. Mambos, he knows he doesn't have mana. Going to try to further torrent. Good dodge, though, by Noya, but at what cost right here? Takes a beam, gets pulled back by the X, but he's fine. Will actually live.
They didn't have the damage. Kind of a misplay, but you can see if you look at the top part. Oh, actually in the mid lane. You can just see like how much damage he takes from Baby Knight. Baby Knight's just sitting comfortably. Konga suicides to the creep, of course. And but you know the big winner is just Ace in this top lane.
Yeah. Oh, middle lane actually. Here comes Dale. The crush right after he comes out of the imprisonment. Silencer probably going to fall right here. Baby Knight, good player, not good enough in this case. Shadow Word, or not Shadow Word, but anyways, attempted heal coming out. Obviously not going to be enough right there.
Yeah.
Gets killed off.
I mean, that's the rotation stuff. Like, they need those rotations in order to, you know, win the game. But
oh, 2-0 start for Sharks. So this is where you're suggesting, you know, maybe it is going to be their weakness, but that's got to feel good for Sharks, though. Well, being up 2-0.
yeah,
Despite
I think
that.
I mean, they do have a haste on Conquer, so they could try and go mid. But again, like, Odie doesn't deal so much damage. His only damage also requires the enemy to, like, disappear for 4 seconds. Which can be a good thing to set up for stuff, but it also means that, you know, the enemy team has time to rotate, basically.
Yeah. I got to do this real quickly. Shout out to Wagamama in chat. You're an awesome guy, and I watch your stream every now and then myself. You have great knowledge, so shout out to you. Baby Knight, by the way, middle lane, though. He's going to be roamed on, and no chance for him to get away. This roaming Dazzle and Kunkka proven to be strong right here. You also see the Astral Imprisonment catching Noya.
And he actually gets it. Holy shit.
He didn't get the kill? Oh, yeah, wow. Dazzle did get picked up. I didn't even notice that. Power shot now. All right, so I guess makes it a 1-for-1 at least.
Yeah, top lane though. I mean, Slaughter had to go for an Iron Talon, and he doesn't have boots. Oh, sorry. Casting so much has made my voice crack constantly. Sorry.
If you ignore it, it's better. Trust me. If it happens, it happens. But if you keep bringing attention to it, then it's just gonna be worse. No, that's fine. I think we're doing just fine here. I know you've been casting a lot lately. Top tower, it's in trouble, but it's gonna be fine here.
I'm not sure what's... So sorry, my stream's lagging because of, I don't know what is using so much
All that power.
CPU, but yeah.
Bottom? No, he's good. How is Luna doing with farm? 19-3. So, yeah, despite what's happening, I mean, again, Wind Ranger going down here at the beginning, but Luna's not necessarily getting great farm. She's 20-3, which is okay, but actually look, compare, that's 4th in the game right now, behind the top 3 of being on Imperial over here. So,
I mean, they do rotate on. I mean, Baby Knight has died twice, and that's what they need to do. But yeah, I mean, this mid lane's still gonna be hard for the OD. You can see, even though Baby Knight died 2 times, he still is, you know, further up in CS.
Yeah, Baby Knight's safe to say he's doing pretty good here. You mentioned the idea of maxing out those glaives of wisdom. He certainly is doing that. So your knowledge coming through there. What should we expect to see on the silencer, you think, as far as item build goes?
Alright, so he actually, so what he does is he goes for obviously Force Staff, or well, he gets power threats obviously. I'm just gonna try and restart the game.
Okay.
Because I'm a lot alive, but so basically what he always builds is he gets, oh god, I just started the wrong game. Oof. Okay, so what he does is he gets power threats, and then he gets a Force Staff, and then he gets obviously Dragonlance and builds that into a Hurricane Pike, and then most of the time he builds a Rod of Atos actually.
Oh really? That's an item we never see.
Yeah, but the thing is, with this movement slow as well from your from the Arcane Curse, you slow them a shit ton, and then with the global, I mean, they can't run away from you. Like, normally in the global, if you weren't able to slow them, they would be able to some extent, you know, kind of run away from you. But when they're slowed this much, you get maybe, I don't know, maybe like 12 hits on, and with the Glaives of Wisdom max, you're gonna get so much damage out. But after that, depends on how the game goes. Obviously, situational items like BKB could come in, Lincolns, etc. But
yeah. Oh, by the way, bottom lane. Wind Ranger trying to escape right here. In fact, it's a turn kill onto Luna now. Might come at a cost right here. I don't think he's getting away from this one. He puts the power shot out. Somehow still alive throughout this. Gets pulled back by the X marks the spot. And he might juke out of this. Are you kidding me? He needs to dodge another Torn in 5 seconds. Dazzle also in pursuit with a poison. I don't know if he can get close enough. So this Torn going to be coming out. Can he dodge it? It's not even going to happen. Wow. Hester Joe somehow escapes after picking up Luna. That should not have happened, I feel like.
I mean, that was just good play from him, though. I mean, that wasn't bad play from from them because, like when Kunkka wanted to pull back into the torrent, he got shackled, so he wasn't really able to do that.
Yeah.
But they take the top tower and they TP bot. I gotta.
Oh, almost got him. If you're having, I mean, I can do a solo cast for the time being if you need to fix stuff. It's not a big deal.
No, I don't think. I'm kind of trying to figure out what the issue is.
Okay.
Because Dota's using sometimes like 60% of my CPU, which it definitely shouldn't. And all the other days I've been streaming, that hasn't been an issue, so.
You can just send everyone over to my stream and off yours. That's an option.
I haven't been gathering that much. Wait, does this work? That might work.
I gotta say, this OD here, he's been harassing a lot with that imprisonment. He actually both got Ogre Magi and Silencer low there. Almost got a kill on Ogre, but managed to escape. Oh, we're gonna have a clash though. Smoke coming out. Invis, they're gonna find them first. That being the Radiant is found. There's a power shot, and down goes Dazzle. The Shackle to start it off. You see Slash Strike. He's just gonna run though with that new haste rune of his. However, they catch Luna over here. She does not have a haste rune. A little different story. Stun coming up in 1 second for Ogre Magi. Hits the stun. The follow-up isn't enough. It absolutely is. Power shot secures the deal. Ogre Magi with credit for the kill. So the roam is in progress for Imperial now.
Yeah, this is what they do. They win the lanes, and then they just have these heroes that can kill everyone, and they just end up, you know, taking everything. Like taking towers. So you can see bot towers being taken right now. And they're probably gonna go mid after this. They do have the draw, so usually they don't go for Roche with most lineups, but when they have the draw, they're definitely gonna go for it, especially together with the Silencer.
Yeah.
And he does have a DD, so I mean, they can. I think they're gonna try and take bot tower first. Maybe try and get a kill on top. Slaughter's working towards his Blink Dagger.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah,
is
let's
under
get in
attack.
there. 1600. Still a little bit
Yeah.
off. Is Silencer getting a Veil of Discord first, by the way?
He can go for that.
He has a double no talisman.
I mean, it just gives the stats. He doesn't necessarily have to go for it.
That's
But
true.
it is a build that most people build. No, he's not gonna go for it though. But that is the build that many people go for. But personally, I think his build is just way better. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that's also personal preference. And
Yep.
also the fact that I gained 600 MMR with it, so.
You also thought Warlock was going to be core this game, I'm just saying.
Well, they usually go for it. I've never seen Ryze go for or play Warlock, so they kind of use those tricks as well. Like, people don't realize it, you know, if they haven't looked too much into the games, that Ace also plays Broodmother, and, you know, also Ace, they thought that it was a Hestejo Legion that game. So they got very confused when they also picked the Darkseer or whatever they picked. So their drafts are just like, they pretty much always take Baby Knight Serial for as the last pick.
Okay.
Just because he's the one, like, he has the heroes that, you know which lane they're in, and they want to make sure he gets a great lane. But for everyone else, except for maybe Noya playing Ogre Magi every single game, there's a lot of like interchangeability between the heroes that they play.
Yeah.
And also, like, Ace also plays safe lane Timbersaw.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier with the possibility of that, but he's on the trail this game, has that Dragon Lance, has the Aegis that you're talking about possibly coming up, sure enough. Has it here. Blink Dagger just picked up a Slaughter. Top lane, though. He has to Blink Dagger away as there is support coming in. They're trying to maybe catch this Dazzle. Oh, no, they do catch, actually, Outward Devour with the Shackle Shot. And he's going to be silenced and locked down. Yes, he is.
In bot lane, they
Silencer.
kill Ace, though. He does have the Aegis, but he doesn't have anything to get away. He might try and TP here. Oh, he silences the Slaughter, so he does get out. Or the play, and Slaughter doesn't have any bash, so he's not even going to go for the RNG.
No. Huge escape there. So, yeah, Aegis used as mentioned, but they got 2 kills in the process. So, I'm not saying that's exactly what they wanted, but it's not the worst deal ever. The fact that Imperial got a couple of kills elsewhere while that was happening, I think they're satisfied with it at least. So,
yeah, the thing is, against this team, I mean, Odie has to get so many items. He has to get Force Staff. He has to get Hurricane Pike. Just to not get like caught off. You always get that item pretty much. And then, I mean, he has to get a BK because if he gets silenced, I mean, obviously Global Silence you can't really do anything against. but that also has a crazy cooldown. But if you just get silenced by Drow, I mean, she's going for Shadow Blade, you can see.
Oh my God.
Ace always goes for the Shadow Blade.
Middle lane,
just...
we have initiation right here. Crush
yeah.
catches two, actually. The Torn on top. Here comes the Ghost Ship. This could be big. If it gets through, Drow Ranger, yes, he will fall. Ogre Magi picked off in the background. You do see Ogre Magi, or excuse me, Warlock doing everything he can with the Golem, but it's not nearly enough, as well as the Fatal Bonds. Here comes another Crush with that Blink Dagger. Wind Ranger caught, as well as the Warlock. Wind Ranger will fall. This is a huge fight for Sharks now. A 3-0, very likely a 4-0 in the end. Can they get Silencer? No, they cannot. He at least gets away. But a 4-0 exchange, and that's a tower kill. That's that team fight coming into play there.
Yeah, that was
Sharks.
the best fight they could have hoped for. I mean, they hit everything on top of them. They hit the boat, the Luna ulti. They get the Slaughter Crush on 2. So, I mean, it was the dream fight for them. And I guess if they can do that again, then they can win. But I mean, you saw the win condition that they had, like the condition they had to be in to win.
I mean, you look at Luna's items going into that fight. A Ring of Aquila and Power Treads. So that obviously enhances her farm quite a bit. She is working towards that Dragon Lance herself now. But, I mean, she's still going to go the Helm of the Dominator, right? That's just like a core on this hero, I feel like.
On
the
Drow?
Yasha. On Luna.
Oh, on Luna.
Yeah.
Sorry. You don't have to, and especially in this game. I mean, the life isn't going to help you much in the fights, and sure, you can stack the Ancients, but
Yeah.
the Dragonlance gives really great stats. The pure Yasha also gives some great stats, so she may just want to go for that and get the team fight, and she probably also needs a BKB
Yeah.
at some point. It's not super high priority, because, like, you know, the Global Sound, you can BKB out of that, but other than that, I mean, they just have really great team fight. And sure, you saw that Sharks had this super great wombo combo, but other than that, I mean, they can pick off with the Kunga, I guess. And they do have Odie who deals like an enormous amount of damage, but they still need quite a few items to fight them head on without, you know, Imperial making mistakes, I guess.
See some items across the board on Imperial side right here. You got the 4 staff, of course, on a Wind Ranger, eventual Hurricane Pike. Very likely coming out there. There's some smoke, by the way, by Imperial. Oh my God, Luna. Luna almost ran right into them, but she turns around at the last second and she farms
They
mid
do
instead.
see her mid, though. I'm just going to take this free kill, definitely.
Yeah, that is a free kill. There you go. Warlock credit for it.
So they could try and push mid, I guess. No, they actually just go bot with Ace. But, yeah, killing that Luna, I don't know, I think they were pinging that they were smoked, like they were smoking, or that they didn't see them, so I'm not sure why Luna went, like, so far out.
God, Luna's struggling, man. I just pulled up the net worth. I didn't have it up this whole time, but she's 6th in the game on net worth. That is just not good for Sharks right here.
Yeah.
I didn't realize she was struggling so much, but...
I mean, there's not a lot of difference, though. Like, you have 300 gold up to Baby Knight, so that could obviously change, like, very easily.
True.
And, I mean, she does work great. Now, you see this Shadow Blade coming out. You see how much they can be punished from the Shadow Blade. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't realize it, and then Ace is just there, silences them, and even at level 1, it's still a 3-second silence, so...
Yeah, huge catch there, catching the OD and the Dazzle. So, that continues to be the strength of Imperial. Just like we talked about and saw the team fight earlier. They clash 5 versus 5, initiation definitely favoring Sharks, but when it comes to the gank presence, that's Imperial's strength, one of the several. So, they're making use of that, and the mobility is real. And going to continue to push the top lane is Drow Ranger, currently with that Bloodlust on her.
And Drow, she might go Invis because they see the Slaughter here. But they're also going on the bot lane. There's no BKB or any defensive item on Luna. She has some good stats, but you know, they pop the Golem and they're just gonna kill her. Baby Knight does have his 4 staff as well. She might try and go for a TP out. No, it's too much damage.
Oh.
You can see how much the glaives like do in terms of damage.
God, that was close. Middle lane, though. Uh-oh, Dazzle could be in trouble now. He has a shallow grave, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it off. There's a stun, and yeah, follow-up from Drow. Way too much damage.
Yeah. He didn't even need to use the sound.
Oh, Drow's in trouble though. He's going to be jumped by the crush. There we go with the dust as well. So he's going to be seen right here. X marks the spot. That's going to pull him right back into the ghost ship.
Oh, they're actually going to get
The shackle shot hits though. That's huge. It's going to allow Ace to try to escape right here. Ain't going to be enough though. He will eventually fall. But now they're going to try to come in. Silencer joins the party a little bit later on. You see retreat mode coming out from Sharks. 4 staff over the ledge from OD. The fatal bonds are up, but I think they should be fine.
Yeah, they run away, so they don't really have... Like, they do have the silencer to catch, kind of, because they have the 4 staff on them, but they don't have any slow. Like, you could see how I was talking about the Rod of Atos that he likes to go for. If they had a Rod there, they could have used it on so many heroes and gotten the kills. And the cooldown isn't, like, super long, so they can, you know, catch maybe multiple people with that in that team fight. When it's a 10-second cooldown, they just get slowed down so far that he's gonna get so many attacks off if that happens. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna go for it this game. Obviously gonna finish the Dragonlance as well. Gets a really good strat. Sorry, I meant the Hurricane Pike.
But it's like,
gives really good stats.
for me, I mean, I guess I'm looking at it. It's only 3,100 gold for the Rod of Atos. I was kind of questioning why not just get like a scythe at that point? But it's a little more expensive to go for the scythe. I guess.
Well, it gives really good stats as well.
Yeah.
And has a easy build up.
They catch Drow. This Blink Dagger Slaughter, as you'd expect, is doing work. And he's actually going to get out. Dazzle, though, trying to save. He will
almost
die.
catch. So yeah, that's the one thing they're lagging. They don't really have any stuns. They have 1 stun, basically. They have 2 stuns, I guess. And then the Golem, but I mean, that's such a big ultimate.
Yeah. 12-9 hero kill lead for Imperial. Haven't seen much evolution yet of items, really on either side. I mean, I guess Ace is the one that's obviously, gone quite a bit. But we got another 1,400 gold saved up on Baby Knight here. So,
yeah, so I can give you some stats actually, because I've just been following Baby Knight in terms of his build and his timings and stuff. So he usually gets the 4 staff at about 12 minutes, and then he gets the Hurricane Pike at 19. So he's a little bit behind. Not too much though. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is in gold. So he needs quite a bit of money actually.
Yeah.
He needs maybe 700, 800 more gold before he can buy it. So a little bit behind, but you can just see Ace how far he is ahead though. Especially because of those pickoffs.
Yeah, here's a couple of deaths on Silencer, and again, the middle lane, OD was actually doing all right, but yeah, he's getting there, but again, Drow is the one that most certainly is controlling this game right now. But Luna has jumped up a bit. You're talking about that. I mean, he was 6 earlier, but wasn't that much difference with gold, and we can see that here now, 3rd in the game as far as net worth.
If he lost 200 net worth, he would be 5th. So it's just very close. Now they use the X mark to go in and crush and get the ulti off. I mean,
yeah,
it works, I guess.
They got the amp damage off for free as well, so he has minus 15 armor right now. Needs to be careful. That with the weave, yeah, he's gonna drop fast if they catch him. So
yeah, weave's over in a couple seconds though. And if they jump on them, they still have the Silencer ultimate. So I mean, they can just if they try and initiate on them, and they use the ultimate, unless they already popped the Luna ult and the boat, I mean, they're not gonna win the fight. Unless they manage to escape like you saw in the other fights.
yeah.
They're gonna most likely lose the fight if they jump into them the global used.
Oh, he mistimed right there. Had the X marks the spot again. Was looking to jump, but just mistimed. He does have a 4 staff now though on Slaughter, but look at that Silver Edge coming out for Drow already. Jeez, feels really early. 21.5 minutes. Silver Edge Dragonlance. That's a dead tower. Nope. Fortification. The last second. Weave in the background. Zodar jumped right there, but he got silenced right as he did. That was a huge global silence. Luna caught in the midst of it as well. She will drop before she can do a damn thing. The silencer coming through big time right there. Dazzle, meanwhile, he's going to be picked out to the side. He has a shallow grave, so he may actually live through this. No, he's going to be stunned, and he'll very likely die shortly after. Baby Knight does go down, though.
Yeah,
just
the
enough
minus
damage.
armor and the boat dealing a lot of damage there.
Well, 3 for
But,
1
I mean,
still.
Saying your words, at what cost, you know?
Ah, but at what cost?
They lose their tower. They lose their tower.
Dire's bottom tower is under
They're not
attack.
gonna keep pushing it, cause maybe they are actually. I guess. No.
Still.
I guess with Drow they could try
Wow.
and keep pushing, especially with this skill. But what I've seen them do, they've been working a lot, cause they're obviously internal in the organization, but they've been working a lot with not making these mistakes where they push in Because we've seen games where they completely dominate the enemy team, but where you think, oh, it's 25 minutes, you know, you're taking such a huge lead in this game. Why don't you just push high ground? And they will they will play the game for 15 more minutes and just take the net worth swing, like take the net worth 20k up, and they'll be sure to win the game. They don't want to throw. They want to make sure that they don't make any bad plays like that.
Yeah.
So they're just playing really disciplined.
Invisibility.
And you see both the net worth as well as the experience. It is their maximum points so far this game. So, and more good news for Imperial kicking in. The Drow continuing to progress. Another 1100 already saved up with that Silver Edge. As mentioned, purchase. But there's the Hurricane Pike on Baby Knight as he resurrects
There's a
from the
smoke
last
from
fight.
Sharks though, and they're going around them. They did scan Roche, so they think they're actually roaching maybe.
Oh,
No,
they
see them in the bot lane.
Slark,
So.
he's going in. He catches Magi. Not the prime target, but they also catch Drow off to the side now. Big gust silence, though. Meanwhile, there's a Warlock Golem. That was Wind Ranger, excuse me, that got
There's
caught
a Golem.
initially, but the Golem is down. And you see the
8
Fatal
seconds.
Bonds out. Luna, though, her ultimate with that Eclipse, trying to spread some damage. It's not nearly enough, though. They did a good job of running away.
Global
Meanwhile, Slardar trying to chase. Oh, but Noya locking him down, actually. And the global silence from Silencer is up, as mentioned. Not even needed there, though. They take out OD. Noya's living this whole time. Are you kidding me? He actually kites the Slaughter that whole time, and they end up killing him, keeping him alive. Oh, that was beautiful play by Noya there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Two for one. They did lose Wind Ranger. Okay.
Yeah,
She got picked.
I mean, considering how it started and like almost 4 people got voted. I mean, that looked really well, especially because Silencer had his ultimate on like 12 seconds cooldown when that teamfight started, but yeah, just ended up winning it anyways.
Yeah.
You can see how much damage Baby Knight deals. He deals almost 100 with the glaives, and then plus he almost deals 200 just by his right click.
It's a lot. It's a lot of damage,
Yeah.
and they just
It's all
destroy
around.
Roshan.
There's no BKB on Luna, so like if they just use the global, they get an instant kill on her, like no matter what they do.
The fact that, yeah, part of me's a little surprised now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Manta Style removes the silence as well, right? From Silencer?
Yeah.
The use of it,
But she's
so
not gonna go for it.
so you still
she's
think
not gonna go
BKB
for it.
over
She
Manta
doesn't-
makes sense?
Because even if she mances, she can still get stunned by the golem, and she can still get stunned by Noya. I don't think it's worth it. And you can see she has an Ochre Club, so.
Yeah, it looks like she is. No, it definitely looks like she is going to BKB, but I'm just again, curious.
Even
of
if
the
she has
logic.
the Manta, for example, even if she has the Manta, and she mantas out of the global summons, she can't just stand and fight. Like what she wants to do is she wants to stand in the middle of the fight, and she just wants to right-click everybody.
Yeah.
She doesn't wanna just get the global summons off. It's not like the global summons is the big issue. It's just the fact that like they can put so much on her and just kite her. She's never gonna get her ultimate off. She's gonna die if she stands in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
So they also need the HP from it, I guess.
Ideally, she'll have both eventually, but yeah, she is prioritizing the BKB first, as we see here. It looks like so. God, look at Ogre. Meanwhile, he has a Yules coming up here. He's got that with the Arcane Boots and the Urn, so he's looking very good for him and his team. That Bloodlust level 4 now as well. No doubt that's been helping. Players
Yeah, that's
like Ace.
the build that everyone goes for. Now, especially when you have the Drow, it just steroids because it's 60% extra damage and the extra movement speed as well. It gives you so much like the movement speed, the effective movement speed between two heroes is increased even more with the frost arrows.
Yeah.
So even if they're running away from you, you still deal a shit ton of damage to them.
There's sieging, as Drell tends to do. There's those frost arrows as soon as OD kind of, Slardar, kind of pokes up a little bit. That puts some pressure on Drow again. She has the Aegis, so willing to play a little more beastly here.
She does have force. Yeah,
Well, that missed.
they don't have both.
I guess it buffed them a
Does
little
have
bit,
mech,
but
though. Doesn't really matter when they're not getting hit.
yeah. Now this is a dead tower. Yeah, they're just desperate to try to stop them some way, somehow, but it's like they don't want to commit either. Because again, it's so tough with that Drow and the Aegis, but the tower goes down. Here we go, Slaughter's like, God damn it, we gotta go. Drow gets jumped. He has that support, though. Meanwhile, as soon as Luna kind of poked in, she gets done now. The Shackle Shot lands with a power shot to secure here. She is going to buy back immediately, but Slaughter also gets picked off, and he does not have a buyback. Meanwhile, that's their big initiation, of course. Another ghost ship coming out. It will catch maybe. No, it will not. The Force Staff away. The Warlock Golem on top of it. The Warlock Golem's going to die. But that was a lot of Eclipse damage right there that was used by Luna. And now she gets done once again by the Shackle Shot, the Power Shot through. Puts under by OD.